Over the last week, we've given Sedimite 60 new evolutions. But as many of you may have noticed, not a single one of them was fairy type. But you don't understand, combining Sedimite with the fairy type is dangerous.
We don't care, do it! Yeah, give us fairy type Sedimite, do it!
Okay, but I warned you, when exposed to a Sedimite stone, it'll evolve into Sedimite! A pure fairy-type legendary Pokemon that no longer evolves through simple evolution stones, as it now transforms by absorbing the power of legendary Pokemon signature items to reach the most powerful and destructive states we've seen that are all based on different gods. When exposed to a Lustrious Orb, it'll transform into its space form, a large cosmic owl based on the Greek goddess Nyx. This Pokemon is nearly omnipresent thanks to absorbing Palkia's dominion over space, as it's able to instantly transport itself to anywhere on Earth, making it impossible to attack, let alone run away from. And just like all the other godly forms in this video, it has a signature ability called Sedispace, which states that every turn the move order will be completely randomized, as Sedimite will pick which Pokemon is allowed to be where, flexing its complete and utter control. However, when exposed to an adamant crystal, it'll become its time form. Based on Ouroboros, this serpentine celestial has taken Dialga's dominion over time, giving it the absolutely insane signature ability Sediwind, which states that after the first time Sedimite faints in battle, it will rewind the battle back to the move selection phase of the previous turn, giving you a whole other chance at survival. And when exposed to the Griseous Orb, it'll become its matter form. Based on the Hindu god of death Yama, who's often depicted riding a water buffalo, this terrifying figure has gained Giratina's antimatter control ability, giving it the signature attack Seta Delete, which deals 100 ghost-type damage and completely removes the opponent's typing for 3 turns, making them typeless. With the only downside being that after using a move this powerful, the user will have to recharge for 1 turn. Okay, a trio of legendary forms that literally shape reality is insane, but today's video sponsor, Cubert, has a trio that does something even more insane, saving you money. That's right, Cubert is a free browser extension that automatically finds you coupons, compares prices across a ton of different websites, and even gives you cashback rewards while shopping online. And honestly, it's super simple. I downloaded Cubert's free Chrome extension, and then later when shopping on Amazon for a new mouse, I found one that I was fully ready to spend over $80 on. But that's when Cubert stepped in and found it for $18 cheaper on Amazon Canada. It even directed me right to the listing. And it doesn't just show you one price, it breaks down what the product is selling for across a ton of different websites for you to compare to. And its cash back feature is also super nice. Like, I was looking for these Yu-Gi-Oh cards I wanted, and not only did Cubert find it for $15 cheaper on Best Buy, it also gave me 12 cents cash back as a nice little bonus. And check this out, they even have an auto test guarantee, where if Cubert somehow doesn't find you any savings in 3 straight checkouts, then you can claim $3 so you still save. So if you want to download Cubert for free and start saving some money, make sure to use the link in my description or pinned comment to download it now. When exposed to a green orb, the item that summons Rayquaza, it'll transform into its storm form. Based on the Mayan deity Kukulkan, this feathered serpent summons a bevy of tornadoes with the flaps of its wings, causing absolute destruction wherever it goes, and giving it the signature attack Sedanado, a 90 damage flying type attack that also starts the Tailwind double speed boost effect for your team. An absolutely insane move that's only held back by the fact that the user must cut their HP by 25% to use it, as even it gets caught in its own destructive wind. When exposed to a red orb, it'll become its earth form. Based on Jord, the Norse personification of Earth itself, this Terror stands as tall as the mountains, shaking the tectonic plates themselves with every step and howl of its large voice, giving it the signature ability Seta Quake, which states that after feigning, Sedimite will release one last earth-shaking bellow, causing every Pokemon on the field to be hit by the move Earthquake. When exposed to a blue orb, it'll become its river form. Based on Hanbo, the Chinese god of the Yellow River, this Pokemon is so large that simply by swimming around the sea floor, it can cause tsunami-sized waves to form. And it has a very similar signature ability called Seta Flood, which will cause all enemies to be hit by the move Surf after it faints. When exposed to the Reveal Glass, the Gen 5 Genie item, item, it becomes its thunder form. Based on the Japanese god of storms Raijin, this flying demon channels its electric energy into cracking waves of sound that it produces by absorbing energy-based attacks through the reveal glass on its chest before transferring that energy into its 3 mighty drums, giving it the signature ability Set a Strike, which states that every time Sedimite is hit by a special attacking move, it will retaliate with a 20 damage sound-based electric attack that hits both enemies. Keeping with Gen 5, when exposed to a light stone, it becomes its Bad Fate form. Based on Chernobog from Slavic mythology, who's associated with bad fortune and chaos, this Pokemon so too embodies bad luck, giving it the game-breaking signature ability Set a Dart, which doubles the chance of any negative RNG occurring in battle, twice the chance to miss not 100% accurate moves, twice the chance to hit yourself in confusion, twice the chance to stay asleep. Literally every way a battle can screw you over will now happen twice as much. However, when exposed to the Dark Stone, you'll get its Good Fate form. Based on Chernobog's counterpart Belobog, which represents Good Fate, this Pokemon has the opposite ability of its counterpart, as Set a Light doubles the chance of all good things happening in battle, as every Pokemon on the field has twice the chance to land a crit, wake up early, all the way up to twice the chance to receive the Omni Boost when using Ancient Power. Moving up to Generation 8, when exposed to a Rusty Shield, you'll get its King form. Based on King Arthur from Arthurian mythology, this Pokemon exudes a royal aura that increases the fighting resolve of all who get near it. As upon first entering battle, it will raise the defense of every Pokemon on the field instead of just itself like Zamazenta, which seems even until you consider that building your entire team around this effect can give you a huge advantage. And when exposed to the Rusty Sword, it'll become its Lance form. Based on Lancelot, this striking knight has the same ability as its kingly brother, but raises attack instead of defense, which is great for fast-paced battles. As if there was ever a way to ensure that mayhem is about to ensue, it's raising the attack of every Pokemon. But oh, we're not done. I saved its most powerful form for last. You wanted Fairy-type Sedimite, so you're gonna get it. When exposed to the Azure Flute, Sedimite will absorb the powers of the Pokemon god itself, Arceus, becoming its Angel form. Based on biblical descriptions of angels, this Pokemon is far too powerful for the mind to even comprehend. Its signature ability simply causes the user's game to instantly crash, as no hardware can handle the spiritual pressure this form exudes. But more importantly than that, it's the last Sedimite evolution. I'm free! Yes, the last evolution. I'm done. I'm finally done. I'm done. Oh man, why am I not happy? Making all those evolutions was so taxing, but now that it's over, I just feel kind of empty. You know, I don't think I ever told Sedimite how I really felt. I wish it was here right now, because if it was, I'd probably tell it this. Sedimite, you might just be the greatest thing I own. Now that you're gone, I'll never be the same. That much I know. You left a hole in me that couldn't be filled with a stone. So goodbye, Sedimite. I'll try and make it on my own. Goodbye, Sedimite. Until I see you next year!